Just look at these charts. In the past week, this stock has gone up 4.7%. In the past month, it's gone up 17%. And in the past year, it's gone up 161%. Investors would have doubled their investment with this stock. Today, we're looking at the professional and business education industry. This industry has done really well since the recent health crisis. I think it will continue to do well as the health crisis lingers around and could worsen in the years to come. I remember the days of being in college and getting my degree and all the special training that I got. I went to college for music, but I do really wish that I had gotten a business degree. I hung out with a lot of the people that were in the business department, and I loved everything about business and how companies generated money. So what makes this stock stand out from everything else? Well, let's dive into a couple things. So what makes this player stand out from all the others in the professional and business education space? Well, the big jump in ROE percentage. How many years have they actually been improving? Also, their EPS has been off the charts. Just how much? And lastly, operating income has come to life. What's caused this? But first, a little bit about LINC Educational Services. What exactly is this company? Well, they have 22 campuses across 14 states, and they have about 12,000 students. That's quite a bit. Now, they offer career-oriented, hands-on training for their students. Employers are looking for skilled employees that have very specific skill sets. Let's just abbreviate LINC Educational Services to LINC, which is their ticker symbol. The tuition that the students pay is the revenue for LINC. LINC Educational Services is a little different than your traditional college. They offer programs for recent high school graduates or working adults. This is a little different than the traditional colleges or universities that are out there. They offer programs for transportation and skilled trades, such as automotive and electrical, things like that. The second segment they have is healthcare, culinary, cosmetology, and you can see the list goes on here. Now on to the exciting part of the video. The ROE percentage for LINC is 61%. This is really good because the previous year they were at 4% and now they're at 61%. This is a 13 times better multiple for LINC. This is just really good, and in the year 2020, this is where the story really changed for the company. It probably was instigated by the recent health crisis as well. People were looking to alternative for their education since the colleges and other universities out there were struggling as the health crisis was taking hold on the country. Hold on, there is more to why I think this is a top pick in this industry. And the reason is the earnings per share, EPS for short. If you're not quite sure of these abbreviations and acronyms that I'm saying in this video, I'll put a link here for a video on ROE and what that means. Analysts for this stock are excited and ecstatic. They rate this a strong buy, and there's 4 analysts right now for this company. Year over year, YOY for short, you can see the trend is just going up by leaps and bounds. If you look at the green numbers here on the chart, you can see that there's double-digit growth in the EPS. Investors love to see this, and you can most likely see stock charts and the prices rise very quickly. As soon as things drop off and growth slows, then you can also see that reflect in the stock price. Now, if you've enjoyed this video so far, hit the like button. I'll enjoy that as much as you hitting the like button and turning it blue. For Q2, and that's just short for the second quarter of 2021, analysts predict that it's going to only have a 3 cents for EPS for this quarter for LINC. This is quite lower than the other estimates that are been there for LINC. But you can see that LINC has performed really strong and has always beaten the analyst ratings and estimates for the past 4 quarters. For the year 2019, they were at about 4 cents a share. Well, now for the year 2020, they're at about $1.49. So this was about a 17x improvement. Investors love to see this, and you can see it reflect in the stock price. Hey, one side note to this is the debt to asset metric. And what this ratio is the amount of assets the LINC has compared to their long-term debt that they've issued. In looking at this chart for LINC, you can see that management has kept the debt to asset ratio under control. A quick comparison with Franklin, you can see that LINC is in a much better spot. I hope that management continues to focus on this and not let their debt get out of hand. Before I give this amazing stat, have you hit the amazing subscribe button? If not, do so you can see my other videos on my channel. To further demonstrate the strength of this stock, in 2019 they had about $5 million in operating income. In 2020 they increased it to $14.7 million, so they almost tripled their operating income. When looking at this chart, you can clearly see that their operating income trend has also been really good. Let's address the question, what are the downsides to LINC? We can't just always focus on the positives. One thing that we can look at is the technicals. If we look at the stock chart here for LINC, we can see that the RSI, relative strength indicator, is at 74 on a daily chart. You can see the stock price has steadily gone up here in the past couple of weeks. This is why it's at such a high number. Investors usually start taking profits around this area. Then we expect the stock price to go down to about the 30 number on the RSI indicator. Now if we flip to a weekly, we can see that the RSI is also relatively high in the 60s. Now one other thing I wanted to point out was a guru focus, and we can see here that the overall for the financials for LINC, that there's a problem with the cash flow and the amount of debt they have. Now a company is always going to have to repay that long-term debt over the years twice a year. Now fortunately they don't have to pay as much, but they do have to make those payments, and if they get into trouble with cash flow, then they fail to meet that. And they also have other obligations such as paying the dividends for investors who expect that each quarter. I guess the last thing that I would focus on is the EPS, that earnings per share. Analysts only expect 3 cents here in Q2 of 2021. So this is quite low compared to what LINC has been doing in the past 4 quarters. Was this a flash in the pan with the health crisis, or is LINC going to continue performing? What do I think overall? I think LINC, Lincoln Educational Services, is positioned well. They focus on essential workers, that hands-on training with companies. So with the recent health crisis, I think a lot of the medical workers in that field are going to need to be replaced, and the big healthcare providers and businesses are going to be looking for people that have those special skills. So this is where LINC is able to come in and provide those workers really well with their programs. The second point is that LINC has made it a point to say that they are rolling out 4 new programs in 2021. I'm very interested to hear what you guys think. Do you think that Lincoln Educational Services is going to be a good investment for the years to come? I invested in this stock, and you can see it here, and I intend to hold it for at least a year, give it a chance, and see how my investment does. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video. Make sure to check out the links in the description below. I want to provide resources for you guys if you want to start your own YouTube channel or if you want to get started investing if you're not already. I'm a diversified investor. I hope you guys become diversified as well, and that you don't YOLO and put all your money into one stock, say like Dogecoin. But I do have $10 worth in Dogecoin, so I'm open to the idea of cryptocurrencies and being well diversified. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you guys in the next video.